Alright, you guys, this is the graham cracker plate tectonics lab activity. You should be looking at this sheet that you have in front of you, hopefully. If you don't, pause this and get it out. If you do, this is a lab. You are doing this on your own, well, with a partner probably. You need to make sure you read through the lab. Make sure you read it. This lab was actually designed for some students a little bit younger than you, which is why I'm not going to sit here and show you how to do everything. The directions are really clear. I'll just caution you with a few things. So it says here, if I can get my cursor there, the purpose of this lab is to demonstrate interactions with plate boundaries. So hopefully you guessed it, you're going to be using some graham crackers to represent those as plates. You will also have wax paper. We will tape this to the desk so that it does not move, and then we will spread some frosting on it. The directions will tell you about how thick. We will have some plastic utensils to do this with. You will need a beaker of water, and we'll have those setting out. You can just get water from the sink when you need it. And since you're going to have some water at your desk, as always, be very, very careful with that. You don't want that spilling, and certainly not near an iPad. First caution here, if you have a liquid at the desk, please make sure that iPad or computer is up on one of your binders. I don't care about your binder, but we all care about these iPads and computers if they get wet. So, I'm sure there won't be any problems though. We then have 2 whole graham crackers, so that is 2 of the long pieces that you would then, break in half. And in one portion, you'll break them in quarters of this lab. But 1 Rice Krispie treat, if you see the Rice Krispie treats out, that's what we're using. I'm still trying to figure out how I can make this cost effective. Buying Rice Krispie treats is going to get awfully expensive. The other stuff's pretty cheap. I don't know if I want to take the time to make them, but hey, you'll see what's there. You'll know the decision I made. So the procedure, we have a part 1 about divergent plate boundaries, part 2 about convergent plate boundaries, where we're talking about continental and oceanic plates interacting, coming together. Part 3, convergent plate boundaries, where it's continental crust, okay, continental to continental. And then 4, a transform plate boundary. If you're unsure of these boundaries, please go review your notes before you do this lab so you have the basic idea of how the plates are moving at each one. So it says read and follow all instructions for each part, then answer the questions that follow. So you'll see these diagrams here, and it's showing you the wax paper. That frosting would be under here. The frosting, you guys, is just for this to move on. Also, maybe Mr. A came up with a cheaper alternative for me. But right now we're planning on some frosting. Can you eat this stuff? I guess it's edible. I don't know if I would eat it. If I'm the only one touching it, that makes it a little bit better. It's still here in this science classroom, and things just aren't that clean. I don't know if I'd eat it. It's up to you, but try to be mature about this and not make a huge mess or make a huge deal about this. So here's your setup and the procedure. It tells you exactly what to do. Go step by step. After each part, you have a series of questions to answer. Okay, so what happened to the frosting between the crackers? What do the graham crackers represent? And so on and so on and so on. Give me good, thoughtful, quality answers here. Part 2 has you set it up a little bit different and do something a little bit different. And you can see it has you reusing some things here. So don't go eating these things or throwing them away until you read the directions. Make sure you know what you are doing before you do it. I mean, come on, guys. This lab, I mean, we're talking about graham crackers and frosting. It was made for kids a bit younger than you, which is why I'm hoping it'll be really easy for you guys to pick this up and really see what's going on. It's kind of neat. Part 3 here, again, this one has you break the other graham cracker. So we've still only used one graham cracker. This has it break it into the 4 pieces, 4 smaller pieces that there are, and you'll go from there. And part 4 has us use the last 2 small pieces to go through a transform boundary. And then answer the following questions. The conclusion, very simple here. Okay, very simple. Just 2 questions. Make sure you fill out the questions as you go. Make sure you clean up your lab station. And please make sure you do not waste lab materials. Good luck.